This case scenario is the Flight Mike Alpha Lodge mapping project that we're going to do. So we're opening up our Pix4D Mapper software. We're going to click on New Project. And we're going to label this project and define where it's going to be created in with respect to our Pix4D project here. So we'll call it Fly Mike Alpha Lodge Map. And we'll go ahead and click Next. And now we need to import the images that we took with our drone and plug in our SD card. So we'll add images, and I've got it set up where we've got our projects here. However, I have it in a different setup to include all the Pix4D project import files. So I've got my workflow and folder management set up in a certain way so I know where things are and where things are going to end up being. So here's our import files, and here's the project that we're talking about, and it's all under the 100 Media folder here. And these are the images that we are going to select. And in this case, I don't need the thermal one. I actually did both. I did a thermal set of capture as well as our regular RGB camera. So we're going to just select the RGB files, and fortunately the way it's set up, it's going to be one every other photo essentially. So I'm just selecting the photos that I want to bring in to the project. Once I've selected the images that I need, double check that they are all selected. We'll go ahead and open that. And now it shows that I have 141 images selected from this SD card. Go ahead and hit Next. It's going to create and read all the EXIF data, and then brings it into the project. It's going to detect the coordinate system. We want to make sure it's in WGS 84. We'll keep our geolocation accuracy standard. And it picked up the camera model with the RGB that I used here. And you've got all the images located here in this table. Once you're happy with that, we'll click Next. And make sure our output coordinate system is WGS 1984. We'll keep it in meters and keep it on auto detected for the time being. And then we'll hit Next. Now we'll have to choose what processing option we want to have in terms of outputs. So we'll have our standard options for a 3D map or a rapid 3D map, but it'll give us a lower resolution output with respect to that. We can also do our thermal camera mapping as well as our ag modified camera with the multispectral cameras that we've got. So we'll do a standard one from there. We'll have a high quality and reliability flight. It's a slower processing speed, so it'll take a bit longer to process and use a little bit more processing power. And we will get a orthomosaic, a DSM file, a point cloud, as well as a 3D mesh if we've got enough of the imagery to work with that. And so what we can use with that is measuring volumes, digitize houses and roads, generate contour lines, and use it for Google Maps. So we're going to go to Start Processing, make sure it says Start Processing Now, and hit Finish. Actually, I don't want to click Start Processing. I don't want it to do everything all at once, because I need to do a few other things before we do that. So we're going to deselect the point cloud mesh and the DSM orthomosaic, because what we're going to do is bring in GCPs, and that way it will calibrate it accordingly. So we're just going to do an initial processing. We're going to leave the point cloud mesh and DSM orthomosaic out. There are two ways to do it. You could do it all at once and then go back and basically re-optimize the project. That's totally up to you how you want to do that. We'll probably do both at some point. So we'll pause here and let it do its processing.